Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Tokeya C. Graham, and it is my extreme honor and great pleasure to be here in celebration of you all. I am here today as a representative for all of those who came before me and on whose shoulders I stand. I am also here today as a representative for all of those who are here with me now and who walk beside me. Last, but definitely not least, I am here today as a representative for all of those who come behind me, born and not yet formed. This is dedicated to the children, our children. Before I get too far along, I would like to thank Luva Alvarez for inviting me into the space this afternoon. I honor you and I respect your efforts on behalf of the graduates and our children. Thank you to Deborah Hanmer and all of the dedicated staff who work diligently to make sure that our community has an ever-growing supply of good, dedicated parent leaders. And so we all gather today to celebrate this incredible group of humans who are presented before us. Greetings, parent leaders. You, the Greater Rochester Parent Leadership Training Institute Cohort 8 2021 graduates. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments thus far. As parents, we are bestowed with one of the greatest purposes in life: to caretake, to keep safe, to mold, to educate, to love, and to lead our children. Whether they are connected to us by blood or by non-biological bonds, our children are each dependent on our individual and shared commitments to make our world one of limitless possibilities for them. All children need our full presence and our purposeful actions to protect them while at the same time preparing them to become good citizens in our global community. Speaking of good citizenship, I understand that you have christened yourselves the Good Trouble Cohort in honor of the late, great, esteemed Congressman John Lewis, my personal hero. Congressman Lewis put himself in the lion's mouth over and over to ensure that people he never would meet would be able to move about this world without restraints and restrictions. He fought daily to make sure that we would be able to move through this world as full beings and live in a world that actually sees us all as equal citizens. His life's work was on behalf of people who would never get to tell him thank you. Who among us is so great? Who among us will craft a legacy so full of love despite all that was sent to destroy? Who? Will it be you? Congressman Lewis's life is one of exemplary service, and by wrapping yourselves in the armor of his mission, you have called upon yourselves to do great acts of service, not only as individuals, but in collaboration with others. Elder Lewis was a living embodiment of a servant leader, and each of you has fashioned yourselves as both beneficiary of and ambassador for his stewardship. By joining PLTI, you have pledged to honor yourselves, your families, your children, and your communities with your purpose-driven actions. You have big shoes to fill, but luckily, you have each other to bolster the impact of your actions. You are strong and powerful because you are one of each other, reflections, mirrors, ribbons, and threads. You have built and will continue to build a diverse, inclusive community of parent leaders who must lift as you climb, who must build as you dismantle, who must plant as you pull. Each of you are walking in PLTI's goal to build your skills and knowledge so that you can move forward as leaders for children and youth in Greater Rochester. By doing this work, you are already leaders. You have shown that through your commitment and diligence in moving through the program. Each time you shared space with each other, you reaffirmed your pledge to not just be good, but to do good. Elder Lewis offers that, quote, when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have to speak up. You have to say something. You have to do something, end quote. In your projects, from literacy to anti-racism, from social justice to education, you have committed to building community because you understand that anything good is worth doing with and for others. You understand that, as the African proverb offers, to go fast, go alone. But to go far, go with others. You recognize that there is a space for your work and that your good troublemaking requires not just your mind, but your bodies as well. Your selfless boots on the ground actions will benefit our community and ultimately our world. Your commitment to doing something is the beginning seed of your legacy, born of a tree rooted in purpose. A tree where each of us twine together. A beautiful mosaic of leaves, flowers, and fruit, trunk, branches, and roots. Each of us an integral component, a necessary part, growing up towards the sky. We, together. This is where you sit. A mix of people from diverse backgrounds working together, feet on the ground, metaphorical or literal, in service of our children. The village's children. When you seek the meaning of your calling, look in the faces of the children whose hearts and minds fuel this work. Their futures are in each layer of effort that you put towards your goals. As you look around at the work that needs to get done, it is easy to get overwhelmed with the sheer weight of it all. It can seem impossible to make headway in what feels like so much work. But again, we can seek guidance in the words of Elder Lewis, who reminds us that, quote, if you come together with a mission and it's grounded with love and a sense of community, you can make the impossible possible, end quote. You are the possible. You are the doers. You are the ones that we have been waiting for. Each of you in cohort 8 must know that 8 is the number representing balance. It represents harmony. It can be seen as the manifestation of ones who not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. 8 represents those who seek and those who share. As a cohort, you will be given even more than you take. You will pour as you receive. You are the yin and the yang, the beginning and the end, the om and the ah, in balance, harmonious. You may ask yourself, why should I labor and toil against the machine? Why should I grind myself to the bone? Why should I work so hard to see such little gains at times? Where are we going? What are we doing? And what is this all for? Quite simply, we do this work for our children's freedom, so that they can live free, love free, grow free, be free. And again, Elder Lewis offers a call to action with his proclamation that, quote, freedom is not a state, it is an act. It is not some enchanted garden perched high on a distant plateau where we can finally sit down and rest. Freedom is the continuous action we all must take, and each generation must do its part to create an even more fair, more just society, end quote. This continuous action is represented by each of your hands on the proverbial plow. Each of your work is not in vain, for as you move, we move. And as we move, the possibilities for our children's future move up and out and over and under. Your actions illuminate the possibilities for their forming worlds. And this is the greatest action of all, expanding our children's futures beyond our wildest imaginings. We cannot give up now. Therefore, I offer that we must be steadfast and faithful in our work to dismantle systems of oppression. We must stand in opposition to systemic racism, classism, sexism, xenophobia. We must cast out any of us who works against progress and upliftment. And only then will we live up to Congressman Lewis's goals. And only then will we become our ancestors. And so in closing, I leave you with Congressman Lewis's mantra: get in good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the soul of America. Congratulations to you all. May we build a world that is free from anything that ails it. No racism, no classism, no sexism, no homophobia, no hate. Thank you all.